to working out today, so I purposely put on my workout clothing because after I finish cleaning the apartment at some point today, not quite yet, so I'm gonna do a clean and then I want to do a workout. And like this is, I feel like the method of getting me to actually commit to it is putting on the workout clothes. But look, I have this fun unboxing to do. A package from La Roche-Posay came in. Product inside I have been hearing all this talk about. I was just looking at buying it myself, but now I don't have to. It's this one right here. So there's a little cleanser in here and this treatment. This is the Toleraine Double Cleanser Foaming Gel, Conditioning Pro Vitamin B5. It's for minor skin irritation, chapped skin. I've heard lots of different things about it for like repairing your skin. It's not supposed to be a moisturizer, it's supposed to be like some sort of treatment. We'll see exactly like what context I'm supposed to use this in, but thank you, La Roche-Posay. I also just want to highlight that the fact that I get like sent things like this never gets lost on me how cool that is, because like a brand like La Roche-Posay I've been using since I was in high school, well before I had any like presence online. And if I would have told myself at that point like, oh, one day you'll be sent like things by La Roche-Posay one day, I'd be like, what? That's weird but cool. And that's the mood. That's the mood actually now to this day. So while I have you, I got some new puzzles. I always show these puzzles off. I wish I could link them, but they are impossible to find online, but they're by the brand The Hobry. This one's like a little market scene and this one is like a little flower shop. So cute. I always find them at either Winners or HomeSense or Marshalls, one of those three, but they usually come out with new ones, or they have been coming out with new ones every season. This is the vibe for today. Since I've gone through my makeup collection, and nothing bothers me more than just having makeup around that I'm not using or that's expired. So I need to get rid of some things. I've got a little garbage bag here and I'm gonna do that because this is not cute. I feel like I've got like too much stuff for the containers that I have, and this is like more than enough in terms of storage containers for cosmetics. I don't want to grow beyond this little collection here, so that's like my sign that okay, things need to go. This one needs to go. This needs to go. I did really like these Rare Beauty lip stains, but I have had them in my collection for years. They're kind of dried out now. I also really like the Lawless Forget the Filler lip gloss, but it's hella gross. That can go. That can go. This will stay. I've got a clear little lip container. I'll start sorting by gloss, lipstick. I also bought like this kit of Summer Friday lip butter bombs during the holidays. And one thing I wish I had done is not tried all of them right away. I did save the bubble gum one, I think the pink tube. So I haven't like started using that, which is good because now it'll be fresh for me when I actually need one. But I've got like a few on the go right now, and that's not the way to do it. Even though I'm putting some of these on here, I think I'm gonna designate some of these lip balms to certain like bags or side tables, whatever, so that I always have something on hand. Like especially the vanilla and sweet mint, these are clear applications, so I could use these more as like a regular lip balm at home. Actually, let me set that aside. I'm gonna put one at my bedroom table and one in my purse. This is definitely my most used lip liner right now. It's by Mario. It was the birthday collection that they came out with. These two came in a set, and I've been using this a lot during the winter. My collection is contained here. I'm gonna put my eyeshadow brushes here. I have a little bit of room still. I really wanted to like this Rare Beauty setting powder because it's talc free, but I think I got a color that was too pinky for me, and I should have just returned it years ago when I bought it, but I didn't. So there's that. Instead, I've been opting for the Laura Mercier talc free version, and this one's translucent, so I've used this a lot more. Expired. Get rid of this one. Get rid of you. This is good, this is good, this is okay. This is good, this is good. Another one, like these are all dried out, but they're the Rare Beauty lip blushes. I do really like a lot of Rare Beauty stuff. Okay, let's do a bronzer drawer. See, like I freed up a drawer here, so I can do a bronzer drawer at the top and a blush drawer in the middle, which is exciting because they've all been kind of squished together. You can go. You can go. Go. Sometimes you do also need to test things out to see if they even can still be in your collection. Okay, Both of those are fine. Mascara is another one that I try really hard to not over open, because I do sometimes get scent mascaras and it's tempting to try them out, but I'm pretty good about like only waiting to open one when I'm ready to let one expire. So I feel like at this point in my life, am rotating my mascaras every 2 to 3 months, which has been nice. I'm sure for my eyes, that's been good, because before, I definitely would just wait until I was out of the mascara, which I think is fine. I never got any weird eye thing from that, but I think the recommendation is every 3 months. Excuse the fact that these are messy, because that's gonna be a project I tackle another day. That'll be another 10-minute task. But I've got concealers, powder, blushes, bronzer, highlighter, eye products, and then an empty drawer, gasp, and also a drawer of tools that you know, isn't full. So I technically have room here if I want to use this in some other way. And then I am all set for my lippies. Will say though, I have a lot of crossover colors. So something I should probably pay attention to when it comes to my lip products is also finding like diversity and ranges, because there are a couple in here that do similar jobs. What is my favorite one right now? I do really love this one by Ilia. This beautiful berry, what's the color? Runway. Oh, this one is so good. It's a crossover between a lipstick and a lip balm. It is delightful. I've also really been liking this one by Fenty Beauty. It's called Is It Fussy? And this is more lip balmy than the Ilia. It's kind of got a gloss to it, but still more on the lip balm side of things. And Lawless also has this really great tinted lip color as more of an everyday wear. Yeah, lots of things I'm loving lately in terms of lip products, so that's been exciting. But yeah, anything beyond like this contained in these drawers I feel like is excessive for me. And makeup is one of those things too that you always want to like regularly check, because there's always stuff that's expired, but these definitely need a clean. Oh my goodness, that's on the to-do list for another day. Tonight I'm hosting a homemade pizza night. I've already prepped some ingredients. We've got some pepper chopped up, mushrooms. I know the mushrooms will for sure be used. I definitely want to put peppers on. And then I also have, yes, pineapple, black olives, and our pizza sauce. I'm not opening everything because depending on what people like, not everything may need to be opened. Of course, we've got chips just to tie us over, but we're gonna be making the pizza right away, so I didn't go crazy with any sort of like appetizer setup because we're gonna be getting right to it. That's on hosting on a weeknight. You know, we're not gonna be going super late, so we kind of gotta get dinner started. And then underneath this blanket here is my pizza dough. I split the dough into two so that we'll have like two pretty decently sized pizzas, but look at what's happening underneath here. Some nice rising has happened. So I'm just kind of keeping it warm and toasty. It's kind of the setup. I have to keep the island pretty clear, so I'm not doing any sort of setup in terms of table decor or anything like I might usually do, because we need to use the surface area, and that's gonna be part of like the fun aspect of tonight is we're actually making the dinner together. So I wanted to prep some things, but not everything. For example, I wanted to get the dough all ready, but I won't like roll it out or anything, because that's kind of the fun part about having a homemade pizza night is assembling it. When I'm hosting, one of the things that I always pay attention to if I'm hosting at night is also creating like good ambiance. So that's why I have the music in the background. If the sun had set, I would be putting on like lights and getting mood lighting going, maybe lighting a candle if it was appropriate, but we're keeping it chill today. It's like a, what is it today? Wednesday night? But yeah, it is nice to do like a weeknight hang. I feel like we always save it for the weekend, obviously, because weeknights aren't ideal in terms of how much time we have, but weekends are also like a high ticket item. Like they go away so quickly, they get booked. And if we can make it happen, then I'm more than down for a weeknight hang. Another hosting tip I have is to not say no to people bringing things. Like try and alleviate things off your to-do list. So I asked, they had asked me if they could bring anything. So I asked for dessert to be brought. So there's one last thing I had to tackle, and I just took care of everything to do with dinner and drinks and all that stuff. But yeah, it's also easier to do when there's like a little bit of contribution. So I will always take people up on it if they say, can I bring something? It's like, yes, you actually can. And back to Linger by the Cranberries. This song just has been one of those throwbacks I've been obsessed with over the last, I would say, couple months. It's just a really good one. Do you have to? Do you have to? Okay, I don't want to get copyright. so productive and got so much laundry done. The amount of laundry I had to deal with today was scaring me. Like, I felt it in my body how disappointed I was I let it get to this point. But we addressed it and it wasn't as bad as I was building it out to be. What a shocker. Also, why am I getting stressed about laundry? Okay, there's a lot of other things to be stressed about. That's not worth the increase in heart rate. I'm preheating my oven right now so that I can have leftover pizza from last night. It was so delicious, and I unknowingly ended up doing kind of an experiment between cooking pizza on a pan versus a stone. So I have this right here. This is a pizza pan, just metal. And this is my pizza stone. This is the top. It looks very stained, but the back looks a little bit more pleasing to the eye, so I'll show you that. But I usually make pizza on my pizza stone, and I have this one that I use for usually reheating pizza. So I've never really made a pizza at the same time on two different cooking devices and had a real comparison and what the impact was to the pizza dough. And shockingly, the pizza that was cooked on this stone was superior to the one on the metal pan. I mean, I don't know if shocking is the right word here. A lot of people do say cooking on a pizza stone is the way to do it if you're doing homemade pizza, but I've just been doing it because people have been telling me to do it. Now, I've got hard evidence that it's true. It's better. This right here is the pizza slice that was cooked on the pan, and this was the pizza slice that was cooked on the stone. So if you see, there's just like a complete difference in height and an air bubble. Even the bottoms look a little bit different. This one's a little bit more not as like toasty brown as this one. I love a science experiment. So anyways, pizza aside, last night was a delight. The company was great, and I clocked in my head that I hadn't looked at my phone all night when I had my friends over. And wow, is that refreshing. Like, I try and be very mindful of that when I'm with people, not to be on my phone, but it is such a contrast to when I'm by myself, because when I'm by myself, I could be like just waiting for my oven to preheat and I'd be like, yeah, let me scroll on TikTok, let me scroll on Instagram. I gotta find a way to like cut that, because when you have a night where you're like, oh, I was completely offline, you notice it. You feel like at ease. Now, the only problem I have with the pizza stone is I haven't figured out how to make this non-stick. So I do end up using a piece of parchment paper on top, because the reason you're seeing a ton of staining on mine is because I've had a few pizza cooking experiences without the parchment paper, and it stuck like crazy. Picture me scrubbing and just cursing this stone. So to avoid that, I've opted for parchment paper, but I do know it's possible to cook without parchment paper on here, so gotta figure that out at some point. There's also the laundry. Oof, oof. Wasn't my finest moment waiting as long as I did. I think I did like 4 or 5 loads today. Let's not talk about it. I've got a pan heating up right now because for dessert, I'm gonna do something that I've been seeing on the internet. Essentially, the dessert involves frying up some dates with some olive oil and then pouring that over a scoop of vanilla ice cream and spreading some flaky sea salt. I did this a couple days ago and my dates were slightly burnt, but I saw potential. So we're trying it again today, and I'm going to make sure I don't burn these dates. Got our vanilla ice cream. Honestly, would have preferred it to be vanilla bean, but vanilla works.
See, it's moments like this where I realize how incredible the internet is, because I previously would have thought this is disgusting to do. But when you really break it down, warm dates on ice cream, flaky sea salt, maybe the olive oil is probably the most like, huh? Is that really happening? But a little drizzle of it, it does add something. And I don't know, I never would have thought to put this combination of ingredients together, but it makes the ice cream experience so unique.
Here we go, let's try a taste test. Nice caramelized date going in. That is so much better than the burnt dates the other day. It's the hot and cold combo. That's what makes it so good.
The only real season of the year that I go out and decorate for is Christmas. Other than that, I'm not someone who decorates for Valentine's Day or Easter or St. Patrick's Day or Thanksgiving or any of that sort of thing. But I saw this felt floral decor in store about a month ago, and it's been on my mind as not just something that would be a cute little addition to my home, but also something that would be easy to DIY. So that's what I decided to do. I just bought felt and yarn from the dollar store, and then used some glue that I had on hand to put this together. So it was super inexpensive, especially in comparison to what I saw this garland being sold for. Obviously theirs is a little bit more intricate than mine, but I still feel like the finished result gives the same sort of effect to my living room. So highly recommend, if you want to add some spring to your room, to go to the dollar store, buy some felt, and just try making your own floral garland. I think this is a perfect way to usher in some nice weather this season. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon with another one. And until then, ciao, ciao.